Hey y'all, welcome back. If you've seen my videos before, this one's gonna be a little bit different. Well, I mean, I say that unless you've seen my video where I went to Big Fest in Gainesville, then this video is going to be actually very similar. But both that video and this video are an outlier in the grand scheme of this channel in its focus on film photography and exploration. Anyways, the fall is a very, very special time here in Gainesville for a few reasons, but the main reason that I'm going to be focused on in this video is the annual punk rock festival that happens in downtown Gainesville every single year called The Fest. If you don't know what The Fest is, I can't blame you. It's a relatively small music festival in the grand scheme of all the, Lollapaloozas and Riot Fest and Bonnaroos and Coachellas, but it's arguably the biggest punk festival in the country. And it's definitely the one that I enjoyed the most because it happens in downtown Gainesville. There's about 10 different venues or more. It's spread out throughout the city. There's not just one big field with like 2 or 3 big stages. It's separated in all these little places, and it's really, really cool and very, very unique. This year was their 23rd year, which is pretty impressive. And I actually heard that this year was technically their biggest one. There were like 300 bands playing, and I'm not exaggerating, but there's also comedians and a wrestling event, and there's a market. It's huge. It's a really cool, really unique thing. And that's not even counting the unofficial pre-fest shows that happen. They happen here in Gainesville. They happen out of town. There were ones in Orlando. There were ones in Tampa. There were like 5 just in Gainesville alone. So really, it's 4 days of just punk rock heaven in Florida. And pre-fest is where this video is actually going to kick off. But before we get there, my goal for this weekend was to capture and document as much as I could with my little Olympus point and shoot. It's an Olympus Stylus Zoom 140. It's been in rotation for me for a long time. The zoom is actually quite nice. The lens is pretty good. And it's pocketable, which is really nice, especially because I didn't have a photo pass this year, so I knew I wouldn't be able to get my nice cameras into the bigger venue. All weekend long, I actually had that loaded up with some Fuji 400, which is one of my favorite budget films. And my other main goal for the week, I was going to take all these rolls that I shot and develop them myself. I've been developing black and white in my house for quite a while, but I've never developed colors. That was a big thing I wanted to do for these rolls specifically. And spoiler alert, 2 of the rolls didn't really come out so one of them is awesome, but the other 2, you live and you learn, you make some mistakes. And because the pre-fest that I was going to was not an official thing and I'm allowed to bring my cameras into, I was going to actually be shooting that with my Canon Rebel 2000, loaded up with some Kosmo Foto, Agent Shadow 400, which is a black and white film that I really liked, which I also developed at home. So let's get things moving. We got a lot of ground to cover. My band actually got invited to play one of the pre-fest shows. This one was happening at the Ox. So on Thursday, they started stuff at 12 noon. They had something like 30 different bands. I didn't get off work till like 3:30, so I really couldn't get there till about 4 or 5. So I essentially loaded in and played, which was really fun, but a little jarring. After I got done packing up, I was able to grab my camera gear and start shooting bands, and the first one up was a band called Bedlam Rust. The last band of the night was Evergreen Terrace. They're from Jacksonville, so I saw them a ton back when I was in high school, but I haven't seen them in a really, really, really long time. I'm still learning how to do live shots with film. I do a lot of digital work, but film is a completely different beast, especially in the hard and rough conditions of a live music show. But this last photo is my favorite. It really, I think, captures the energy of the night and just the overwhelming nature of the band in a really positive way. Well, I am now heading home after that Thursday craziness at the Ox, the pre-fest show that I got to play. You'll just have to deal with some vertical clips of the bands, and hopefully some of the photos come out that I was taking, some of the film photos. I took a lot of digital, but hopefully some of the film photos come out that I was taking. They're doing a lot of really great things, especially for heavy music in this town. So tomorrow starts Fest proper, and I'm super excited. Fest weekend is the best weekend, truly. I say that all the time, best weekend. I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked, and I'm just sleepy right now, so I'm hoping to get some good sleep, and then we fucking start it tomorrow. See you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. It is Fest Day. I'm heading down to Depot Park to registration. It's cool. There's a ton of people already out and about, walking around. Super excited to be seeing that. Love it. But yeah, so heading down to Fest registration, going to meet up with some people, and yeah, just get all my passes, get everything done. I'm also gonna work the line. I work this raffle every year. Gonna work the line and do that. All right, just got to Depot. I'm gonna be shooting this point and shoot all weekend long. My Olympus, what is this, a Stylus Zoom 140. I love this little thing. So I'm loading it up with some film right now. One of my favorite cheap film stocks, Fujifilm 400. I think this is Ultramax rebranded, but it might not be. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I like it a lot, so we are going to use this for the weekend like I did the last festival I shot on film, which was Big Fest. So, all right, super stoked. Let's go meet my friends. It's fucking Fest weekend. There's already people lining up. It's a hot one. I wish I had some sunscreen. Just left registration. What a fucking, I love it. Fest weekend is so fun. I'm going to put up my stuff that I got, and then head back to the line to work the raffle. And first band I'm seeing today is at 3:40, so got a little bit of time. One of my favorite things about registration and really working the line for that raffle that I'm a part of is it's typically the first time I get to see all my out-of-town friends for the first time all weekend. So it's always like just like you're walking the line and then oh hey, just hugs and high fives the whole time. I love it so much. This is one of my favorite pictures of the weekend, and no, I'm not biased because it's my beautiful wife. She looks great, and the picture is good. Head towards Bo Diddley to go get this guitar signed for the raffle, and then after that, I will be starting my fest. Very excited. Very, 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 very excited. Well, I just got to meet Dillinger 4, so that was super cool. Super nice guys, got him to sign the guitar. So now I'm heading back to the tattoo shop to drop off some stuff, and then I'm starting to fest, baby. First official band for me for Fest was my friends in Shark Anatomy. They were playing the Bull, which is an outside venue. It was really, really cool. Beautiful weather out. I was running a tiny bit late due to a lack of parking, but I got there basically as they were starting their second song, so I didn't miss too much. You waited too long. When the sun's around. I was riding down in the elevator in the parking garage and noticed these beer cans in the corner and thought, this is a perfect picture for Fest. And when you know it, it might just genuinely be my favorite picture I took all weekend. I think it gives painting vibes in a really awesome way. Just the colors reflecting off the wall and the tones all around and the composition. It's cool. Love this picture of Piebald. The band was super fun to watch, and I think this sums that up pretty well. Oh my god! Hello! Can I pet? Is this your dog? Hello! I'm gonna be very nice. Come here! Come here! You feel like I want to pet you. Hi! You okay? Hello! All right, I don't want to bother anyone, all right. Love, love, love these two pictures of Orbiter. The flash look here with the heavy contrast is really nice, and the band's positioning in the photos is awesome. I'm resting my feet for a little bit, chilling in this parking lot for right now, but finished a couple pieces of pizza. You know, this camera is doing me some wonders. I don't even give a shit if the photos are good. They're probably not good, but it's just, it's fun to be able to shoot like this at the fest. I'm very excited to be doing the photo walk in the morning. I'm gonna actually bring a real camera for that. Yeah, so. That's a line to get into the Pool Kids secret show. Secret, not so secret, mystery set more like it. It's super long. Not too many people could fit in there, so they're definitely at capacity. I don't think those people are gonna get in. What's up, gang? It is the end of night one, and I am heading the fuck home. You know, when I used to tour a lot, I would see people 2 or 3 times a year, you know, as we toured through, or we'd see either see them at fest or whatever. But now that I don't, and I'm not really playing a lot out of town, it's really just fest. And so I really can't take it for granted that I get to see these people and enjoy ourselves. And anyways, tomorrow's a really fucking long day. Go do a photo walk. You know, it's a great idea, but holy crap, I wish I didn't have to do it, but I'm sure I'm gonna have fun. So anyways, catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, Fest family. It is the morning of the second day. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, I am on my way to the photo walk. I'm super stoked. Gonna meet up with all these people. Hopefully there's a lot of people. I'm hoping there's some Fest photographers there. I guess you'll know when I know. This is gonna be a good morning. It's beautiful out. I have brought my Bronica ETRS, and I'm going to load it up with some Kodak Gold 200. So that ought to be super exciting. And yeah, just parked. Gonna walk over there now, meet up with the people. We waited around a little bit for people to show up so we could start our walk. You know, I was keeping the meet up and walk a little bit shorter because selfishly, I was very tired and I knew I would be. And so I wanted to just have something nice in the morning just to meet up and maybe meet a couple new people. And there were a couple new people, which was really cool. On the way to the park that we were gonna walk around, we actually passed by one of my favorite buildings in Gainesville, so I absolutely had to snag a picture. I don't know what was going on with my Bronica on this walk, but almost every single photo was out of focus. Oh well. Still really love this second photo, the composition and the two girls giving it a little bit of story. Here at the photo club, cool little park over here. All in all, the photo walk was really fun. You know, I got to meet a couple new people. It was a beautiful day out. I got to try some new film in my Bronica. And from there, I headed out to start day 2 of Fest for real. Weekend Friends. It's my first band of the day. They play at 1:20-ish. The photo walk this morning was great. Not a lot of people came, but the people that did come are great people. Still a good time. One newish thing that's been happening at the fest lately is this Saturday market that's curated by the folks who run the How Bazaar here in Gainesville. It's really cool to see a market just, you know, kind of targeted at punks. There's a lot of really good, like, there's like a record tent. I mean, there's a couple different record labels. This tent had bootleg t-shirts. This tent had cookies themed to punk bands. I don't know. It was super neat. I really love these 2 photos of Weekend Friends, especially the second one with the vocalist just framed by the tent. This pic of the drummer, probably the best live film pic I took all weekend. I took a few extra photos of this band because I had become friends with their guitarist Sam through the internet, and I know personally as a photographer in a band that my band doesn't often get all the photos that I want because I'm usually the photographer taking photos during the show, so I wanted to make sure to give his band a couple extra. This shot of Pool Kids is so cool. You know, they're one of my favorite bands to watch, and it's just a really fun shot. Here's one of the first really crazy shots from my home development attempt. I don't hate how some of these upcoming shots that you'll see look, but none of it was intentional, and that's the part that kind of irks me, but you live and you learn. And right after that band Thrall was my band's official set, and I just got to pause here for a second and just thank everyone that came out. It was such a really wonderful time. You know, it was our first time playing Fest. We've collectively, as the individual members, other sets. In fact, our bassist Tony is in a band that played on the next day. So, you know, we've done Fest before, but we didn't really know if anyone would show up, being as it was our first time playing Fest. And boy, did they! It was super packed, super fun, lots of energy. Just had a really great time, and I can't wait for next year. After we got done playing, I really quickly packed up all my gear and ran over to one of the other venues so I could catch this band Sweat. They were one of my most anticipated bands of the entire fest. Last year, my old band Machinist got to play a show with them, and they just blew me away. First off, incredible band, incredible musicians, but also super, super nice. They were very welcoming, and they were complete strangers, but we became friends just at the end of one night, so I definitely had to make sure I caught them, and they did not disappoint. Walking over to see a different band, I caught this dude fire juggling. It was really random, but I had to stop and watch for a minute. At this point is when the night got a little weirder and a little bit more painful for me. Basically, to sum a long story up, during the Days Spent set, who are friends of mine, I got a little rowdy with some of the crowd there, and, you know, we were moving around, having a good time, and I guess, I don't remember this happening, but I guess I slammed my shin so hard into either the stage, which was roughly shin height, or maybe a monitor, so hard that I gave myself a bone bruise. Now, you might think to yourself, Jeremy, how do you not remember that? Surely that was painful. I think I caused it to completely go numb. I didn't notice until maybe half an hour later when I was watching a completely different band. I was thinking to myself, man, my leg really hurts. I look down and it is swollen up, especially at the point of impact. In fact, I still have some swelling now. Bone bruises are not a joke, and I've never had one before. Suffice to say, super, super painful, and it made the rest of the night really hard to walk. I ended up getting a rag and some ice from a friend who was working at one of the venues and just iced my leg for as long as I could until the next band, Damage Done, started, and I had to go stand up and watch them. And, you know, the injury really did kind of mess up the rest of the weekend, but I was still able to go out on Sunday. I just had to take it a lot easier than I maybe would have otherwise.
Well, I just ran out of film for the day in this. I've got one more roll of this Fuji 400, so I'm gonna... Oh, God, I'm so tired. Anyways, I got a couple more bands to see tonight, so I'm gonna load this thing back up and head back out, and super stoked. What a night, holy shit. Currently driving out of the parking garage after watching Coalesce. Gonna head over to the after show. I don't know if I'm gonna stick around too long. I hurt my leg pretty good during the Days Spent set, so it kind of hurts to stand, which is super fun. But today has still been a really wonderful day and filled with amazing bands and friends hanging out and great food, and our set was incredible. The set I played, Sandcrawler played, holy shit. So we're gonna go check out this after show, and if I'm feeling up to it, I might stick around. There's some bands I really do want to see, but my leg hurts a lot, so yeah. Well, it is the next morning, Sunday. Here we are, last day of Fest. Yeah, I fucked my leg up a good bit last night. Definitely only stayed for one band at that after show because I was like, I'm gonna die. My leg is gonna fall off. It's just gonna break and fall off, and I'm never gonna be able to walk again. Anyways, I'm starting my day off to go see the Murmurs, friend of mine's. Got my trusty point and shoot. I love this little Olympus zoom. I mean, you guys have been seeing it this whole video. I really only have about 20 photos left on this roll, and I don't have any more film with me, so I gotta be a little bit more conservative today. But either way, man, it has been a great weekend, and thank you guys for coming along. But we still have a whole fucking one more day, and the last band I want to see plays at like 11 tonight, so truly it's another long day. So let's go.
In order to save film in the point and shoot, I brought my Rebel 2000 just for the murmurs, since it was not in a venue and I could bring it. Put it right back in my car afterward. And I'm glad I did, because not too long after that it started to rain, and that would stick around on and off all day. I honestly can't really remember a fest that it rained as much as it did this Sunday, but like, it didn't stop me from doing anything, but it definitely put a damper on being outside. I mentioned at the beginning of this video that Fest doesn't just have bands, they also have wrestlers and comedians, and I don't normally make time to go see the comedians. Even though I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, there's just so many bands playing that I absolutely can't miss that it's not something that's usually high up on my agenda. But this year, Chris Gethard was playing, and I definitely needed to go see him. He's super, super funny. I've listened to his stuff before, never seen him before though, and I'm really glad that I was able to take the time and finally catch one of his sets. At this point, the rain was just not letting up for a minute, so I just sat down and enjoyed watching it for a bit.
It's done. It's hard to believe, truly. Man, I am tired. It's been a long weekend, and it's a weekend I look forward to every year, and it's here and then it's gone. It's done. The whole thing's gone. Time is fleeting. Enjoy yourselves. Be with your friends. Really cathartic to end the night with the Holy Ghost Tabernacle Choir. Those are some good friends and a band that I've always enjoyed watching and helped release some music for and all that jazz. And just seeing them with some friends was really, really, really wonderful. I have like a lot of conflicted feelings about music and its involvement in my life right now. You know, I love playing it, but I have this just inner demon, not demon, but inner whatever, constantly just like wishing I could play more and be on the road. But you know, I love my job too much. Like genuinely, I've never had a job that I really liked as much as I have right now, and I can't just leave it behind to be on the road anymore. I don't know, but I see, you know, all my friends and I see what they're doing, and I wish I could be doing it too. I love playing in my band Sandcrawler. It is genuinely one of the most rewarding musical experiences I've ever had. But I just wish we could go on the road. I wish I could take those guys with me and just travel and play music and shoot photos the whole time, you know, but anyways, sorry to get all whatever introspective, but this weekend has got me in my feels and in a very positive way. Reminds me of what I've been doing the last 15 years of my life is okay and worth it and important, at least even if it's just to me. So thank you guys for coming along. It's been a really fun journey. I'm gonna cut back to Jeremy in the studio and finish up this video.
And thanks for that wonderful introspective, Jeremy. That really summed up a lot of my feelings over the weekend. You know, the fest is a really special place, really special thing, but it's less to do with the bands playing and more about the people that are in them and the people watching them. And I'm really glad that I could document this whole weekend on my little Olympus. I had a really fun time. Normally I don't bring any cameras with fest. It's sort of my vacation from photography, but I just wanted to try something different this year and try documenting it with, you know, a little film camera. The only fuck ups were mostly user error. I mean, the camera on occasion would miss focus, but a lot of it was just the development at home that caused some of those pictures to not come out like I was hoping. But that's not quite the end of the video. Over the course of the entire weekend, I was not just shooting bands, I was of course shooting my friends and pictures with them and of them, and they sometimes took my camera and took pictures of me, and I figured I'd end the video with some of my favorites, so make sure to stick around to the end to see some of those. But as always, thank you so much for supporting me and supporting my photography adventures. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever been to the fest or ever heard of fest, or maybe if you're gonna go next year. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more film photography adventures, and if you enjoyed this video, I'll see you next time.
Me wind and rain, you're some kind of bird.